What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I'm going to go over my trade on gold, and I'm going to go into some really helpful tips here for you. One of the main things you're going to be able to get out of this is identifying how to get tighter entries. Now again, this is not the easiest of concepts, and I don't really want to do your head in by continuously saying this, but I got two questions today that was posed after I shared my gold trade. The first one was, how did you know the markets were going to retrace at that key level? And the second question was, why did you sell when the market broke above your buy level? Well, the analysis on Sunday, part of the weekly Forex Outlook and Reviews, was this right in front of you. Now, if you've not seen it, I do recommend you go and look at it. I'll leave a link down below. But the idea was, if gold was to break above 1787, then we'll be looking for buying opportunities back to around 1811. If the markets broke below 1763, then we would look for a potential break-even trade opportunity and then target 1 to 2, 1 to 3, or 1 to 5. Now, this morning, the markets did break above 1787, and as you can clearly see here, we closed above. Now, if you was able to get into a trading opportunity based on those ideas this morning, then you would have been in for a really good trading opportunity, as you probably can see here, around 100 pips on gold. Now, I didn't take the buy, and the reason for that is because I took my trade just as London opened. The reason why I took a sell was for many factors, but one of the main factors is around London open, you will find that the market will go in the opposite direction than it originally plans to go in after London has calmed down. We're talking about 20 to 30 minutes into London open. So the idea was this. Once price came back to some of these key levels on the hourly time frame, I decided to drop in my key level hit. Now, there's no real reason why it's where it's at. The only thing that I try to factor in when plotting in my key levels is trying to just account for as many wick rejections as I can. And as you can see here, we account for 4 major wicks that really push to the upside. Once I have that level in, I'm going down to my 15-minute time frame. What I'm trying to identify here is price respecting this structure, or is price breaking above? Now, once price broke above these levels around Asia session, Frankfurt, whatever you want to call it, we can see we created a new high. Now, the structure of this market at this moment in time is pushing up. We're breaking key levels. We're creating higher highs and higher lows. Price came back to the level that it broke, as you can see here, around 1789, retested it and continued to move to the upside. Now, this also was another fantastic opportunity to take advantage of here, around 57 pips if you was able to get in. And if not, you're just waiting patiently again for the market to create a retest of this structure or a break above 1794 for a retest and a continuation. Now, as London started to open, as you can see here, price had pushed into this key level. Now, this key level is an identifying mark of price either going to break above the structure or rejecting the structure. My idea is this. Once price pushes into this structure, I'm saying to myself, at this moment in time, the market should break close above. Because if we're trending up and we're making higher lows and higher lows, then in theory, what the market should do is make a higher high. So if a level's created and now a level's being respected on 2 hours worth of information with multiple wick rejections and failing to break above, at this moment in time, I'm starting to anticipate a depletion in bullish sentiment. That means that there's a very high chance that if the trend of the market is going to continue bullish for the rest of the day, at London open, there's a very high chance that it will go in the opposite direction than it tends to go in for the rest of the day. So with this confluence of price failing to make a new higher high, 2 hours worth of wick rejections to indicate bullish depletion, and the fact that the market will potentially go in the opposite direction, I have 3 confluences to work with. My final plan here now is to try and figure out how I'm going to enter this trade. At this moment in time, I cannot enter this trade on the 15-minute time frame because the previous candle closed bullish, meaning that if I'm trading the 15-minute time frame, I only expect the market to continue up. But I'm never going to buy this market structure at a key level when I can see that it's failing to break above, and I'm anticipating the market to go in the opposite direction for London open. So I needed this candle to close bearish to enter this on the 15-minute time frame. So what I did instead is I scaled down to my 5-minute time frame. Now in this time frame, I looked here to try and figure out how to get into a trade. Most people will identify this pattern on the 5-minute time frame as a potential double top, or you may argue that it's not even a double top. But for the simple fact that price action made no sense here to me, I decided to scale down even further. Scaling down to my 1-minute time frame, which is kind of my home. I really do enjoy trading the 1-minute time frame. I'm now looking for confluences and reasons to trade on this time frame. Now, the overall trend of this market structure is pushing up, meaning there's no sell sentiment here. The market created a tap here and a tap here. This in my mind is just a double top. Now on the 1-minute time frame, a sin for me is to take sells when the market is bullish or take buys when the market is bearish just because of a double top pattern. Now personally, I never take double tops or double bottoms as reversals. I only take them as continuations. So when looking at this, there's no trade to take. What I am looking for is I'm looking for price to create a reaction from a key level as part of the double top and then come back to that level to now create a triple top. This is the only time I would take a reversal trade, and especially on the 1-minute time frame, as a triple top or as a reversal. So have this in the back of your mind. The overall structure of the market is trending up. Price is breaking structural levels. London is just about to open, so I suspect that the market is going to go in the opposite direction for about 15-20 minutes before it continues in the direction it wants to go. I now have added confluence that my key level is not being broken and price is respecting it. And I also have another confluence, which is identifying a pattern that I'm very familiar with on the 1-minute time frame as my triple top. So we have an uptrend that we know price more than likely turn in the opposite direction, one confluence. We have a key level, which price is respecting. We have two confluences. We have our triple top pattern, which is a pattern I'm very familiar with, which is 3 confluences. And then we have multiple wick rejections, which is 4 confluences. There's a lot to support that this trade is worthy of the risk. So whatever I plan to risk here, whether it's £100, £1,000, £5,000 or 10 grand, it's all the same thing. No monetary value or sentiment needed to be added to this other than the simple fact that I have confluence and I need to be taking this trade. I accept my risk, my stop loss is majorly above my structure, and now I'm just entering for or planning to enter this as part of a sell stop entry once the momentum shifts in my direction. So if London opens and the next candle pushes up, I don't get triggered and I step away from the trade. But if the momentum kicks in at this level and we react with all these added confluences and continues to push down, then I'll take the sell. So this is what I did. I set my sell stop, and as you can clearly see on the next candle, the momentum shifted down. Now, I'm not planning to go for a 1 to 3 here, but once you can start to see that the momentum starts shifting and price now starts to break close above some of these levels here, that's when I decided to hold on to the trade. Once price pushes this deep into structure and you start to crush all the levels to the left here, then it's definitely a true sign that there's a very high chance that price could get back down to some of these lows. I don't need it to get back to these lows, but if I know there's a very high chance it can get back to these lows, then I'm just going to hold on to this trade and I'm going to just go for my 1 to 3. And as you can probably see here, we hit our 1 to 3 very comfortably. So that kind of was the idea of taking my gold trade. You can get some really nice entries here, as you probably see on the hourly time frame. By going down to our 1-minute time frame, we was able to enter really high on this candle, giving us a really nice sniper entry, some people will call it. We managed to get into this trade, as you can see here, when this candle was bearish. So at the time, with all of our added confluences, we're not thinking of this candle turning bullish on us. We're thinking of this candle continuing the momentum down. And as you can clearly see, it only needed one 15-minute candle. The market went in the opposite direction for London Open as anticipated. And then as you probably can see here, the market decided to continue in the overall trend after London settled down. So I really do hope that was useful for you. And if you enjoyed that video, make sure you smash that like button. Subscribe if you haven't, turn on notifications. And until next time, as I always say, continue to trust the process.